and welcome back to Pronunciation with Emma, or welcome if you're brand new to my channel. Today you're going to learn how to pronounce the schwa sound in English. You're also going to look at the rules for the schwa, when to pronounce the schwa, and at the very end of this lesson I have a short story prepared for you so you can help improve your English pronunciation and practice everything you've learned in this lesson. If you'd like a summary of today's lesson featuring all the examples, all the rules, and the story that we're going to practice today, then you can get your hands on the free PDF version of the lesson notes. The link to download it is in the description of this video. And as everyone always asks me, yes, the PDF is free. It's all free. Let's firstly talk about why the schwa is important for you to learn. The schwa sound is the most common vowel sound in English, so it's one of the most useful vowel sounds for you to learn. By learning to pronounce the schwa, it will help you sound more natural and fluid when you're speaking in English. It will also help you to understand fast speech and native speakers much better. So let's look at how to pronounce the schwa in English. The schwa is a short, central and relaxed vowel sound. You need to relax your whole mouth. So no smiling, no raising your tongue, no doing anything. Literally do nothing. Just open your mouth a tiny little bit so the sound can leave your mouth. And then you produce a. So not not a, not o. Super relaxed. Let's practice the schwa at the start of words. The first one we have is about, along, ago, around. So make sure that you're not pronouncing these with a strong vowel. For example, a, and you're not saying about, along, ago, around. It's about, along, ago, around. It's very, very weak. Now let's practice the schwa in the middle of words. Support. So not support. Support. Supply. Supply. Chocolate. Chocolate. I don't want to hear chocolate or chocolate. Chocolate. 2 syllables, okay? And the second one is weak. Let. Chocolate. Problem. And now let's practice the schwa at the end of words. Agenda. Computer. Doctor. Extra. So what do you notice about the position of the schwa sound in these words? They're all in weak syllables. The schwa is weak. It only appears in unstressed syllables. So you will never find a schwa in a stressed syllable. For example, with the word about has the stress. So is weak. And in this case, it uses the schwa. About. The same with agenda. It's not agenda, agenda. The stress is on the second syllable here. And da at the end are both weak. And here they use the schwa. Agenda. Now, not every unstressed weak syllable in English uses the schwa. That's something to bear in mind. But a lot of them do. So also keep that in mind. So we've looked at the schwa in word stress. Now let's look at the schwa in sentence stress. In English, you have content words and function words. Content words are the important words in your sentence. They carry the content, they carry the meaning, and they only have one form, a strong form. Function words, on the other hand, are the little unimportant grammatical words we use to construct the sentences. So they don't really carry much meaning and much importance. These are things like articles, conjunctions, or prepositions. Now, because these words aren't so important, you'll find that they have a strong form of pronunciation and a weak form of pronunciation. To learn more about sentence stress in detail and to know more about which words are strong and weak and content and function words, I have a full video all about sentence stress. I'll link it down below for you in the description. You can go check it out after watching this one. But for now, we're just going to focus on those weak function words. So you use the weak form of the function words when you're saying normal sentences, when you're speaking normally and naturally. And those weak forms usually, not always, but usually contain a schwa sound. Let me give you an example. This sentence here, imagine we meet for the first time and you say, "Hi, what's your name?" And I say, "I am Emma." It sounds quite robotic. And why is that? It's because I'm using the strong form of am. Here, it sounds more natural to use the weak form, So we're using the schwa. I am Emma. I am Emma. Here's another example. He was an architect. He was an architect. It sounds like I'm really angry with you. So I'm really stressing those unimportant little words. So to make it sound more natural, we use the schwa. He was an architect. He was an architect. Notice that when you use the schwa in these little function words, you can speak much more quickly and you sound a lot more natural. If you'd like more examples of function words which change to a weak form and you want to practice them, I've included lots more examples in the downloadable PDF for you. So remember, you can go and download that. Next, I want to talk about some spelling rules and word endings which use the schwa. We'll start with the word endings. These are AR, ER, OR, and RE. Keep in mind that most British accents are non-rhotic. A non-rhotic accent basically means that they don't pronounce the R at the end of words, or they don't pronounce the R in certain cases. Here I'm just talking specifically about the word endings. So in most British English accents, they don't pronounce the R at the end of words. However, there is a little tiny, teeny tiny exception. If the next word starts with another vowel sound, then that R will be pronounced. I will come back to that in more detail in a moment. For now, let's just practice some words which contain those 4 different word endings. Starting with popular, popular. So try not to say that R at the end. Popular, regular, regular, doctor, doctor, actor, actor, teacher, teacher, performer, performer, centre, centre, meter, meter. Now going back to the point I made before about when the next word starts with another vowel sound, we insert that R sound. Let's just practice that for a second and I'll show you more what I mean by this. So let's take this example. She's a popular lady. Popular lady. We're not going to pronounce the R in popular simply because the next word starts with a consonant sound. So popular lady, no R. However, she was popular in school. She was popular in school. Notice now I'm adding that linking R, that R sound, back into popular. The reason for adding that R sound is to help us join to the next word, is to help transition between those 2 vowel sounds. So we're not going to say popular in, because it's like we like to add sounds in between vowels to help us transition in English. So it sounds more natural to say she was popular in school. Popular in school. If you'd like to learn more about linking vowels and learning more about this R linking, I have a full video all about it. I will link it down below in the description for you. Now, something interesting for you to learn is that any vowel letter can be pronounced as a schwa. Now, don't cry yet and think, oh my goodness, but then if every vowel letter can be a schwa, how do I know when to pronounce the schwa? It's very easy and very simple. Don't panic. Basically, if that vowel is in the position of a weak syllable, so if that syllable is not stressed, it usually, not always, but it usually is a schwa sound. I'll show you what I mean. Starting with the spelling A, we have sofa, sofa, fa. So we're not going to say sofa, sofa. It's a lot weaker in English. And why is that? It's because that second syllable with fa is weak, it's unstressed. So we use a schwa. Next is the letter E. Open. So not open, open, open. The next is the letter I, and we have pencil, pencil. So that weak syllable, pen, strong vowel, sil, sil. Because it's very weak, because it's not stressed, we're using a schwa. The next is with the spelling O. This time we have two O's and two schwas, and it makes sense because they're both in weak syllables. Condition, condition. The only stressed syllable here is di, it's that middle one, and it uses a stronger vowel. So the other two are schwas because they're unstressed syllables, yeah? So don't panic about when do I pronounce the schwa? If it's a weak syllable, 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be a schwa. And the last one with the spelling U, we have support, support. The stress goes on the second syllable. So the first one, because it's unstressed, because it's weak, it has a schwa. Now you know, I'm probably repeating myself a million times here, but it's so you understand that it's not too difficult, it's not too hard. Now let's practice the pronunciation of the schwa sound in a text. I will read the text slowly so you can listen and repeat. If you want to hear it even slower or even faster, then you can change the video settings down below somewhere and you can make the video faster or slower for you. Okay, ready? Let's read. A morning at Luna Cafe. Erica was the manager of the busy Luna Cafe in the city centre. Each morning, she would open the doors, welcoming the aroma of coffee and pastries. One day, a handsome doctor named Adam, a regular at the cafe, appeared unusually tired. He ordered his usual coffee and a chocolate cookie. You seem exhausted today, Erica commented as she served him. Just the usual crazy shift at the hospital again, Adam replied, managing a smile. Your coffee is my morning rescue. As they chatted, a group of tourists entered, asking for coffees and muffins. Erica quickly attended to them, enjoying the lively atmosphere. By noon, the cafe was lively with regulars and newcomers alike, each finding a moment of comfort in their busy days. While closing the doors that evening, Erica felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing her small cafe made a big difference. Now I'm going to read the story again, but at a more natural speed. You might find it a little bit difficult to shadow this one, so if you want to pause, then feel free. Okay, ready? Let's go again. A morning at Luna Cafe. Erica was the manager of the busy Luna Cafe in the city centre. Each morning, she would open the doors, welcoming the aroma of coffee and pastries. One day, a handsome doctor named Adam, a regular at the cafe, appeared unusually tired. He ordered his usual coffee and a chocolate cookie. You seem exhausted today, Erica commented as she served him. Just the usual crazy shift at the hospital again, Adam replied, managing a smile. Your coffee is my morning rescue. As they chatted, a group of tourists entered, asking for coffees and muffins. Erica quickly attended to them, enjoying the lively atmosphere. By noon, the cafe was lively with regulars and newcomers alike, each finding a moment of comfort in their busy days. While closing the doors that evening, Erica felt a sense of fulfillment, knowing her small cafe made a big difference. Well done for completing this English pronunciation lesson all about the schwa. Your next step now is to download the free PDF lesson notes for this video. The link to download it is below in the description. Remember that you also get a copy of the story I've read today as well, so you can practice that alone or with your teacher. Remember to give this video a like if you've enjoyed it and found it useful, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like more videos to help you improve your English pronunciation and listening skills. I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye bye!